That way he could just like have it. This keyboard has everything set up for
You need to get
Streamlabs,
one
and
of them
this
things like my little
keyboard is
brother
over
got.
here.
I don't know what that thing is called, but it's like a director's board, but it's only like that big, and it's got all the buttons. He can program different shit that he wants his computer to do, like when he's streaming and stuff. He can do that. My little brother got one of those. It's dope.
It's a bunch of those like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. I don't know if Elgato makes it or who makes it. I have to ask him.
Then he can just do like this. Y'all ready for stream? Press that button.
Oh, we are live. He just gonna put me out there like that. It's good though. I ain't scared.
Hey everybody, y'all see Hammers get down guns? Y'all see Hammers get down guns? See his guns?
Audio sounds good too.
Audio is great. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this while I'm talking and while I'm saying to everybody, welcome back to the Get Down. And of course, it's Wednesday and we are live here on the show. I got big news, so I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves real quick so we can talk about this. It's a one subject show, but it's a lot of subjects to talk about. So, like I said, of course, I'm your boy, The Hammer.
I'm your boy, Snake.
I'm Mingo D. This guy.
Right, and we are Get Nerdy, of course. So, check this out. Reveal of the day, Battlefield 2042. Now, I've been waiting on a new Battlefield since Battlefield 1. I have Battlefield 5 and I played it and it was Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure me and Snake played it for a little bit with some other friends of ours that were playing it, and they only played it for a little bit. It just wasn't the callback to like Battlefield, like Bad Company 2 or like even Battlefield 3. Like it wasn't that. So it made it kind of meh. But this Battlefield 2042, I saw the trailer today. The trailer released, and the entire time I was watching it, I had a smile that was from ear to ear watching this trailer. This, first of all, visually is stunning. It is fantastic. I cannot believe that it makes me 100% have to have a new console, because they showed everything, of course, on the new console. They're going to show it on, next gen. It is going to be available for the old systems. They did say they're going to make it available, but a lot of the cooler features and the better graphics and everything else are going to be on the next gen systems. As a heads up to people who are excited about Battlefield and you ready for it, you've been waiting on it, understand this: there is no campaign. There is no campaign. There is no story. It is strictly multiplayer. It is a multiplayer game, strictly multiplayer Battlefield. And kind of the explanation they gave from what I dug around and found is kind of, they were restricted part of the time they were making this. And in order to stick to a deadline without putting out, basically without saying it, to keep from putting out crap, they sacrificed the story and focused on what most people do anyway in Battlefield, and that's multiplayer. They put all their eggs in that basket, and this is going to be a strictly multiplayer game. Now, they are adding a mode. They briefly said what that mode was, and I could never really clearly hear what it was. But it basically puts you kind of in a because Battlefield's kind of a sandbox game anyway, and you're on these maps. And you have an objective, and it is what it is. But this basically is like having a private server, but you play against against AI, and you can be by yourself, or you can bring in people to play on your side and play against the AI for practice, or for people that make content. I mean, we know there's lots of Battlefield content creators. There's been great videos that people watch all the time on YouTube, but they're going to have that mode in the game. And I feel like it's kind of a compensation for there not being a story. I was iffy about the story at first. Don't get me wrong. I was like, I enjoy playing the single player campaign and then hopping into the multiplayer. But I've been waiting so long for Battlefield and like online gameplay Battlefield that I'm kind of okay with it, especially if they really felt like the story would have been rushed and it wouldn't have been complete. I think that's okay. They are changing some of the game types, the way they're going to play. In particular, one in particular that they went into that talked about a little bit was Conquest, and we all know, anybody's played Battlefield knows Conquest. You know, there's points on a map, and you have to try to control said points. And the more points you control, the faster your opponent's ticket count goes down. Well, they're changing that up a little bit because it got to a point, and I know this from playing, where there were certain points you would go to, and it was just, there was so much crap going on that it almost got to a point where there was no strategy. It was just people blowing up people. Like there were tanks and ATVs and helicopters and jets, like all hovered around one point trying to take this one point, and it killed a little bit of the strategic, I guess, immersion of the game. So what they've done is they're using a cluster capture system. I think that's what they call it. But basically, instead of just going to capture like point A, like you're going to point alpha, to get alpha, you have to get 3 different points within alpha to secure alpha. And then the same for Bravo, same for Charlie, same for Delta, however many actual points, main points there are. Around those points, there's the smaller objectives that you have to capture in order to be in control of that point or that location. So to me, that says, you know, they've thought this out, and they've had to think it out because another feature of the game, and I guess go ahead and throw this in there, next gen console and PC, 128 player servers. Yeah, so you're talking, what, 64 people a team? So you kind of needed to have this broken up because with 64 people a team, if you only got 5 objectives, that is a cluster and a half waiting to happen. But now, you know, you got 5, so, you know, you still got Alpha, Charlie, Bravo, Delta, you know, Echo, but you got 3 points to capture Alpha, 4 points to capture Bravo, so on and so forth. It makes players of the game and people that squad up and play the game, it makes it even more of a strategy, you know, a strategic thing to capture the points, to ensure that you're not, you know, just running into a situation and getting yourself killed, draining tickets, giving your opponent the advantage, which I like. That was the reason why for a long time I stopped playing Call of Duty and I started playing Battlefield, partly because Snake, he kind of semi-introduced me to Battlefield, and once I played it, I was like, this is so much better. I can't just run in there with a pistol and like shoot people and kill everybody. Like if I run in there, I'm gonna get fucked up. I gotta actually think about this. There's a tank. It's right there. I can't just run in there. Dude's gonna be looking at me like, hey, how you doing? And just blast me in the face with a tank. So for me, the added strategy of the game, I love. I think it's great. I think it 100% will add a different dynamic, you know, as far as dealing with capturing points. It's going to change how people use vehicles. It's going to change how they use tanks. It's going to change how they use ATVs, how they use, you know, jets, helicopters. You know, it makes it different. Some of the other things that they're adding to the game are specialists for each class. There's going to be named specialists for the classes. So like, for example, and I had to pull it up here on the phone because some of these names are crazy. The support class specialist is named Maria Falk, excuse me, Falck, Falk. Yeah, it's weird.
Like
but her specialty gadget, she has a specialty gadget. It's an S21 Syrian pistol, and she can revive allies from a distance. So basically, she's like a medic, but she doesn't have to be right up on them with the defibrillator, like right there on them like you normally would have to. Her gadget allows her to be at a distance, I'm assuming, shoot this thing, and it like almost like a taser, but it's a defibrillator, and it brings people back. So, I mean, and these are things that they're not automatically in the game. You have to work for them, grind and get them, and they're on these specialists. Another specialist, the guy's name's Boris Guskovsky. He's an engineer. His gadget is a SG-36 Sentry gun, and it has the spot and fire, so it's like a armed laser guided sentry, so it can pick out enemies and shoot enemies to support your teammates.
That's dope.
You know, this is his deal. There's a guy that's a recon specialist. You know, obviously he's recon. He's probably a sniper. He's got a recon drone that he can use. It's supposed to actually work better than the regular recon drone, and it's supposed to be able to fire EMP darts as well. So I mean, you know, and there's several different specialists that they're gonna have. One in particular, and it doesn't have a name. They did not name this person or the specialist, but it was in the trailer, and Snake got to watch the trailer because I was on the phone with him. I was talking to him about it. There is a wingsuit in the game. When they started off, you see this person fall with this wingsuit, and that apparently is a specialist, and that is probably going to be a specialist gadget that you eventually unlock by playing said classes. They still have, you know, the support class, the engineer, they have the assault and the recon, but there's specialties broken up in all of those, and I'm sure there's objectives for each one, and then you unlock said gadget and you can use it on your character. So there is that's added to the game to make it more strategic, give you more variety of weapons to use and classes to make. You're not just limited to just a sniper. You know, like in the past, you set up your class, you want to be a sniper, but let's say you're in the middle of a fight and you realize, okay, I need the ghillie suit from the sniper, I need this from the sniper, but I need to have, you know, I just need to have like instead of a sniper rifle, maybe I need just a battle rifle, but like a single shot with a scope on it. I don't need a sniper rifle that I got to, you know, bolt action, pull back, do all this extra. In order to do that, you had to go in and physically change the weapon, manipulate the build, all of that. With this, not so much. You're going to be able to save different builds for each class. So if I want if I want a mobile recon person instead of just a sniper that's going to sit back, I can make him a recon person, still have the ghillie, but I can have an assault rifle, or I can have a silenced SMG and run around like that, and I can save it. And if I get in a situation where it's like, okay, I don't need this anymore, I don't have to go in and like retool everything. I can just click up and select the next build in the recon set, and then it'll switch guns, and I'll have the guns I need for whatever I'm trying to do. So they added that factor, which is kind of a shout out to Crysis and Call of Duty, if you really think about it. Because Call of Duty, you're able to have multiple builds, and you can fix them, you know, but you could only fix those really between games. I don't remember being able to do it in match. So I mean, with this, it stops you from having to do that in match, and it allows you to have different builds for each class, which to me again adds more variety, gives more options for what kind of player you want to be when you're playing on a particular squad. If you're, you know, squad full of recon guys, everybody don't need to be a sniper. You need one sniper, but you may need, since everybody's gonna be recon, you may need a recon guy that's good. You know, he's got the recon class, but you need him to have C4 and be good with explosives. Cool. Now he's got a ghillie with the C4 and some kind of assault rifle or SMG. Dope. You know, you may need one that's gonna be your surprise guy. He's gonna hide out with the ghillie and then pop up on somebody's ass with a light machine gun and just dump bullets everywhere. Cool. You can do that. It's available.
That is what every time when we were playing, like, that was one of my major complaints all the time, was I wish that you could customize and like you didn't have to be selective to these actual weapons. Like, you wish you could like customize how you want, but just have your own class, you know. Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Like I said, I watched that trailer and it was
freaking amazing.
It was a phenomenal trailer. Graphically, it was phenomenal. Now, I'm gonna let Mingo talk after I say this, because I don't know if he watched the trailer, but you know, Dice, I don't think it's in the game. Let me put a disclaimer out there. I don't believe this is in the game as some kind of weird perk or anything like that. I think they were just giving a shout out to the dude. But there was a part in the trailer where Homeboy pulled, like, in their trailer, they designed it to where the pilot of the jet pulled off the infamous eject rocket launcher to the plane, hop back in the jet. You know, and I feel like that was DICE just shouting out, hey, dude, that was epic in the last, whatever game that was. I think it was Battlefield 4 when he did that. You know, that was kind of their way of saying that was epic. That was awesome. We saw that. Shout out to you for that.
Hit by that, like that.
Bruh,
you know how pissed.
When I saw that on YouTube, I said, absolutely not. I would have turned off my game, and that would have been the end. Because I'm telling you right now, bro, I would have rage quit for real if that would have happened to me. It is like when you see it, it does look dope. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's like
it's genius. It's genius. Like it's like, how did you even think about you're gonna do that?
Yeah, like what made you think like I'm gonna eject, put out a rocket launcher, shoot this motherfucker, and then I'm gonna hop back in my jet? Like nobody just on the fly thinks that. Like that, I feel like that had to be something planned. But DICE gave a shout out to the dude in the trailer, and it it looked good, especially with the updated graphics and everything. They had dude pull out the RPG, and quiet as kept, the RPG he used was from Bad Company 2. It was I don't know if Snake might remember this. There was an RPG that they had. I remember them because I recognized it when I saw it. There was an RPG that was in that game because in Battlefield Bad Company 2, everything was destructible. Like everything, you could bring down every house, every building. There was one RPG that you could get that I don't care what you hid behind. You would shoot it, it would kill you through the wall. Yep. One, it was the only one. The rest of them you had to like a couple times, and then it would follow. No, this one. Every time, one shot killed. Like, it was ridiculous. And that's the one he used in that trailer. I recognized it, like the shape of it and everything. I was like, and I know that damn RPG because it happened to me so many times. And I knew it. I was like, okay, so they're going to put that in the game. Okay. I hope they nerf it. I'm sure they will. I'm sure there's a balance now. It was different back then. I'm sure there's some kind of balance now. But it was a cool little shout out to another thing that was a thing in a previous Battlefield. DICE kind of, being funny about it. Kind of like I'd heard another guy say, they kind of turned their hat backwards and kind of walked in like, yeah, they kind of held their nuts a little bit with the trailer by doing that. It was kind of funny. But before I move on to any more news, I want to get Mingo's reaction because I feel like he may have watched the trailer or some of it, and he has an opinion about it. We got to talk.
So, yeah, it was amazing. I liked everything I saw in it. I did. I thought it was great, the graphics and everything. And then I like this may be a little, I might be kicking Call of Duty for this, but the fact that it was futuristic, but it wasn't. It was a take on a realistic future. Like in 2042, we may have maybe electric cars or cars that drive themselves or more VR and AR stuff, whatever the case may be, but we're not going to be like, the Jetsons or, living in a space colony or, everybody's in an Iron Man suit. So that was that was a take on a more somewhat realistic future. So I love that. And I loved how they have everything. Speaking on the story, that did bother me at first. I was like, but then it was announced that, and they announced it with the guy that jumped out of the jet, and boom, RPG, boom. That was their way of saying, just like you said, that hey, that happened because that's the type of stuff that you will be able to do in this game. You'll be able to create your own story, plus with the side missions and everything. So, well, not in side missions, but how they're having it set up to where, think of GTA and just think of GTA. Think of GTA 5 and how everybody's always able to make their own things up. I know they have the creator or whatever, but I think in this game, with the way that everybody does content creation and everybody has their, you'll have able to have 128 players. You'll be able to create your own type of thing. You can say, hey, in this server, how many people can how many we can only use these certain guns and then do this and do that, and then first person does this, different awards, or take away this, or save the princess. I don't know, but it'll have like different ways you'll be able to play it, and have different servers to be able to do different things, and then people are able to post these things, and pretty much you'll be creating your own. I think that'll be dope as far as like that game is concerned. Now, the one thing though that did bother me about the 128 players and it being PC and Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 is what will happen to the old consoles. Will they be able to even attempt that? And if not, what happens with the whole cross-play type thing? If someone is in a PS4 or Xbox One and they want to join in, will it tell them, no, you can't do it, you don't have the graphic capacity, or you can't join in with this? Will it look different? Will it crash? So those are the little things I'm kind of wondering about, and I kind of hope they kind of reveal that, because if it is cross-play is the way they're making it seem, someone's going to want to try. Someone with that old console is going to want to try to join in with the high-end console, and then they're going to want to do this big match of 128, and if they can't do it, what's going to happen? Will it kick them out? So I'm kind of hoping that they really explain that.
Personal problem.
So,
yes, I kind of hope they explain that.
Here's what I read. They went ahead and said, because they did say that it's going to be available for next gen and the older gen. I think as far as cross-platform, I think what they'll do is they'll have cross-platform play between Xbox One, PS4, and then separate for PC, new Xbox, new PlayStation. Because they're only going to have 64-man servers for the old gen, because that's all it can only be 64. I mean, I remember when they bumped up to 64, that was like the greatest thing ever. Because it was like, bro, like, I got 32 people on my team now. Like, this is so cool. And then they just, announced that, now you're going to have 64 players on a team and 64 players on another team. So, but what they said is they'll have 64-man servers for the old gen and then 128 for the new. And as far as crossplay, I believe they're saying they're going to limit it to whatever system you have, you can crossplay with the same generation with that. Gotcha. Now, PC probably will have, and I'm pretty sure about this. I think I saw that Daniel Vega was on. He would be better to answer this question because he plays on PC now. I'm sure PC will have a deal where they can go into a 64-man server if they choose to, and then they could play with somebody with an older system.
Right.
Because I noticed that even Battlefield I noticed that Battlefield on even the other ones, when they upgraded from 32 to 64-man servers, there were some people that were still stuck on the 32-man or whatever it was before. And what they did was they, on the PC, you could swap in between those servers. You could tell it, okay, I want to play in a 32-man server, and it would find those. Of course, they didn't have like a lot of crossplay like they have now, but if in the event, like now with there being cross-platform, that would be my guess as to how they handle that. Okay. Is give PC players, the option, since they have, technically they have the more powerful and the more flexibility out of everybody. Give them the option to choose between the two, and then older systems, this is what you got, and that's it. And to be fair, the newer systems might have an option because those are computers anyway. I mean, they are. They may have a deal where you could say, hey, I want to play 64-man server, and then if you do that, then you can cross play, because there's already a couple of games right now that are on next gen and current, and you can play. You can already cross play between the two systems. It's just they see whatever they see and you see whatever you see.
Right.
But it works together. So I mean, that would be my guess how they handle it. Is that's what I would do if it were me. I would just make it accessible as much as you can for whatever system they have. And I can appreciate them doing it on the old gen, like I got the older gen, because again, you still can barely even get a new console. So, us that can't get one and haven't been lucky enough to get one, we can at least still enjoy the game until we can get one and upgrade to the 128 man servers, and run around and do crazy stuff.
And anybody that has a new console, let us know, because I kind of want to know something. Well, people who have the game and old console as well. I wonder, are they? Let us know in the comments. Are they giving you ads that are saying, "Hey, now that you bought Battlefield, here, why don't you upgrade to the PS5 or the Xbox Series X version and get 50% off?" It has someday. I'm sure they do it. I'm sure they're gonna do it because they want you to jump up.
They probably do, or they're doing like, since DICE is EA. Here's my guess as to how it's going to work, because this is what EA did for FIFA and Madden. If you bought, like I bought Madden 21 for the current gen Xbox. If I go out tomorrow and find Xbox Series X, bring it to the house, hook it up, I can, when I log in and put my information in, it'll detect it. It'll ask me if I want to upgrade to the Series X version of the game. And it gives it to me for free because I bought it prior to, and it was, one of those cross-generational releases. That was kind of their way of saying, hey, we appreciate you guys. We're not going to recharge you if you get another system, especially if Madden released late. That was kind of their thing to give back. Like, okay, they also did it, I think, with UFC. I think they did it with that too. And there was a few other of EA games that they did that with.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Now, one more thing I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna try to go fast. The classes and customizations. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I'm excited, a little worried, but really excited. Only reason is because I'm excited because it gives you all the customization you need. You can go in all support. You can go in all recon. You can change your weapons up and everything. And, you can pretty much run the game how you want to. With that said, the thing that worries me just a little bit is the cheaters and modders. Only because it's making me wonder, like, will they mod it to the point to where maybe they'll make weapons that they will have to nerf to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll build, or builds that are like OP, like overly OP, because not only is it a good build, but then they modded it, or maybe a cheater come in and make himself infinite. Now I know this is technically in every game, but I know with the games that are the most customizable, I know that's the thing. And then also the I don't know, another thing that bothers me is that will a team of recon be more OP than a team of, let's say, support or whatever the case may be? So maybe they have to nerf that, or because, and I'm only saying that because, let's say somebody goes in with a well-rounded team. They have a support, they have recon, they have this, they have that, and then another team's like, oh, we all support, so they're able to constantly heal each other so they never die. And they're like, you shoot them, heal, shoot them, heal, shoot them, heal. Or, I'm sorry, I know I'm gonna keep adding stuff. Or what about the special classes or whatever in those classes? Is there a way for someone to say, oh, well, I've unlocked every special class and everybody on my team is a special class, so if y'all come face me, it's one shot kill completely, because we don't take damage like Keto. We just like, oh, well, you're an ant, flick you away. I mean, those are questions that I want to know, because I'm sure somebody's going to figure out those things or going to exploit them if that hasn't already been. So that's the only thing that worries me a little bit. Other than that, I'm excited about the customization. I'm just worried about those things right there, because those things can be big. So there you go.
That is actually pretty valid. Just FYI, because Vega's been messaging. He said sniper class. He's like, sniper class, baby, because that's his thing. Every time we used to play, Daniel was the damn sniper. That was just his thing. We didn't argue it. We didn't say anything. It was like,
that's his thing.
He's gonna be a sniper.
But see, but what if everybody could be a sniper class on that one squad? Like, how would that be too OP?
I don't know, because I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, I'm the type, like, if I'm playing on a team, let's say me and Vega were playing, if he's gonna snipe, I'm gonna let him snipe and I'm gonna find something else to do. If he chooses to do something different and I'm in the mood to snipe, then I'll snipe. Now you'll probably have some people that will try to be, a squad of 4, squad of 5, and everybody snipe. And they'll probably get some pretty dope kills. But then when you start playing, if you're playing an objective game, you're not playing team deathmatch. You're playing, like Conquest, like we were talking about, where it's about capturing points. If you start getting too focused on just everybody killing everybody, you're gonna lose because you're not really helping the whole team. Like your squad is doing everything, but your whole team, your whole faction is not benefited really from everybody, from your whole squad, like sitting back sniping. Because I guarantee you, there's not going to be just your squad sitting back sniping. I guarantee you, at least one person on every other squad that's on your team is going to be sniping. Somebody's going to be sniping.
Yeah, Battlefield, there's snipers everywhere.
I know it. And if you have a whole team full of snipers and you're playing Conquest, you're not going to be helping like you could help. That's what I'm going to say. And I don't know, you don't have any way of knowing how many snipers you're going to have going into a game. So I wouldn't do that. Like if I came in and I noticed everybody had picked snipers, I'd pick something totally different. I'd be a damn engineer and run around with a rocket launcher and an assault rifle, because there's no point in me sniping. I got plenty of people sniping. I got plenty of support. If I decide I'm gonna try some gung ho shit and take off running down the middle of a battlefield and there's shit everywhere, if I know I got 3 snipers up somewhere, I can make a run for it, because out of all 3 of them, they ought to be able to pick off people trying to get me. So I don't know. We won't know until it comes out if that's going to be a thing. But
I mean, based off that, because like I know you guys play Battlefield way more than I have. Based off that, it sounds like the way Battlefield is set up, it's kind of like the Tom Clancy Ghost Recon stuff. So it's pretty much like they have it to where this is team based. So yeah, you can go in doing this, and you might actually maybe every now and then have an OP team, but more than anything, you might just need these other classes on your team, because you never know what's going to happen, especially like in Conquest. So if that's the case, then it'll probably work itself out. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Fun fact, and this quick story, then I'm gonna move on, because like I said, Vegas, he's in here, he's mentioning, he's typing in the chat. And he's talking. He said,
"Hey, Vega, what's going on, man?"
He was talking about how it was the medic demo, because I did used to run around with I used to run around with defibrillators and like grab people. If I saw somebody go down, I'm like, ooh, I'd hit them real quick and then keep running. But
sound like
one time in particular, it was me and Vega and Mike. Tyler knows Mike, Halo Mike, and this other guy Rudy, and we were all playing. I think it was Rudy, and I think it was his older brother. His name is Adrian. We were all playing, and we were playing a game of Conquest, man, and it was good, man. The game was great. It was close. Like, we had been battling with this other squad. Like, it's crazy. And I specifically remember one time, I'm like running around. Mike takes off, because that's what Mike would do. He would just take off running, and he would have his moments where he would call of duty and he'd just take off running. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, I gotta try to go get him, because he's gonna die. I know he's gonna die. I'm gonna go get him. And I'm like running, and there's shit happening everywhere. And I can remember it like yesterday. I got a headset on, and I'm like yelling in my headset. And I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. There's shit everywhere. I'm yelling in my headset, and they're like, you need to calm down. Man. Calm down. We got it. And I'm looking, and it's one of the many things I like about Battlefield. I'm like running, and it seemed like every time I got ready to pull my gun up to shoot, I'd watch a dude like fall in front of me, because there's snipers. Because Vega and other dudes like sniping people like left and right, just hitting them. And I'm like, I'm seeing them. I'm like, oh shit, there's a guy. Well, no, he's dead. And I keep running, and I look like, oh shit, there's another guy. Oh no, he's dead. I mean, I watched one dude turn a corner right in my face, and then a bullet straight through the head. He crumpled right in front of me. I was like, that was the most gangster shit I have ever seen in my life. Okay, I gotta go. So stuff like that, it made me glad that I didn't like just sit back and snipe like everybody on the team today. It's like, you wouldn't ever got to see anything like that. Like, it looked so
imagine on a capture card.
Yeah, because it's not even. It made it even better, because it wasn't like an AI thing, like where all you're playing and it's AI scripted and they shoot. These were people that you were actually playing with online, and they were like actually doing this crap. So it made it even more dope. Like, it was just crazy. It was pure craziness, and I think that's what I missed the most about those, was stuff like that. Like, Call of Duty's fun, but it ain't like that. That until you have that happen, it's just it's totally different. But moving on, moving on. So another thing that they're adding in, they're going to have vehicle drops are going to be a thing because these maps are going to be big enough currently to have vehicle drops. So
That's dope.
you're going to be able to drop in ATVs. I heard ATVs and a small armored vehicles. What I've heard so far, I don't know about tanks and all that. That's a bit much, but for sure ATVs and the small armored vehicle are going to be be available for dropping. It may be some kind of perk that one person, maybe one of the recon classes, one of the types, you can call in the vehicle. Maybe everybody can call in one if they get in a crunch. It was brought up that it would be nice to, if you get way off somewhere away from everything, instead of having to kill yourself and then spawn at a closer point, you can just call in an ATV, hop on it and take off and go get it. And, it makes it completely fair though, because everybody can see it when it's parachuting in because it's on a big ass parachute when it's falling down.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. So everybody can see it. So it's not like it's going to be this overpowered thing where everybody just call them in and all of a sudden everybody's got ATVs.
Well, no, that's exactly what I was going to say, because this is Battlefield. So you thinking, oh yeah, I'm about to call in this ATV and I'm about to murk everybody. As soon as you call in, somebody boom, before it gets to you, like,
yep.
Oh damn.
Or they watch where it goes down and they're like, okay, I know where he's at, and they run over there where you are and get jacked up. So there's that risk, and I think I'm okay with the fact they're going to have drop-ins because it balances itself out in the fact that everybody can see it. It's an open battlefield. Like if they're on the other team, they can see it. Like, oh, there's people over there that you're calling in a vehicle right there. Let's go get them real quick. They didn't say if you could steal the vehicles. I'm assuming you probably can. I mean, you can steal vehicles in another battlefield. Like if they had something, you killed them, and it was still viable, you could hop in it and take off in it. So I'm sure you could do the same thing in this one. They call something in, you kill them, take their vehicle, roll around, do what you want to do in the vehicle.
Yep. YouTube is going to go insane with these videos.
It is. It's going to be like outrageous. I can already tell it's going to be.
Pull up on YouTube and that's all you're going to see on the first 4 or 5 pages.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to watch a cooking show. All I see is somebody blowing up.
Yeah, man, it's going to be
blown up. So
it's going to be TikTok probably too.
That's going to be funny.
I suspect TikTok's going to be outrageous too, because those little 6-second clips or whatever, man, you get a whole lot in those little 6 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever it is.
And you guys don't get nerdy. The fans, you guys might catch some Hammer, Snake, and Kaiser action, and if you've heard Kaiser before, and you have, you're gonna love him in this game. You're gonna hear no, stop it! I don't want this.
I don't put it past him, because you know what, Kaiser was playing Battlefield whenever Snake kind of introduced it to me. So I mean, if it's good, I think he'll at least try it. He may wait till it's like free, but I think if it's good, I think he'll try it. At least give it a shot. And if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah, he gets into Battlefield.
It's hard not to, man. When you start playing that game, like the fact that you have to think about everything, you have to be tactical. It makes it so fun. Like, it's not just there's a difference, and it's not a shot at Call of Duty. There's a place and a time. And I don't want to think. I just want to run around, with my akimbo pistols. And I say that because that's shout out to the old school. Like, bro, I had these akimbo replicas, bro. And I used to run around with these pistols and murk people. Like, if I want to run around like that, that's where Call of Duty is, like, perfect. Like, there's a place for it. But I don't always want to do that. I don't always want to run around and, have some dude camping in the corner with a light machine gun and then have to, or throwing grenades at the beginning of the match across the map because I know where everybody's going to be at and killing people. Sometimes I want to have to think. I want there to be tanks. I want there to be an actual strategy. I want a squad, and I want to play a real military game. Like, I want to do it, and that's where Battlefield falls. There's stuff like Arma and stuff too, which Arma was a fantastic game. I mean, I only got to play a little bit of it because I didn't have a PC myself to play it, but my brother had one. And I tried it out, and it was Arma's fantastic too. But anything where you have to think, I'm in on. And I think that's where, Battlefield, I think this Battlefield is going to, succeed because of that. But I'm getting long-winded because there's still other stuff. So also in this trailer, they are bringing back, they're not letting it go away. You can steal dog tags. They had a badass kill on a dude. He stepped out of they were on, looked like a cargo ship. He stepped out of one of those Connex deals, and dude stabbed him straight in the throat and snatched his dog tags off him. He and looked at him. And I was like, yeah, I can get them man tags again. That's what I used to call them. I used to call them man tags. Get the man tags again. But that's the thing. It was pretty gruesome looking, to be honest. Like, they got ambushed while they were in their Connex, and them dudes that hopped down off of there, like, merciless, bro. Like, they opened fire in that Connex and took everybody but that one dude out. And then that dude got caught up watching everybody die and got stabbed in the neck and killed right there on the spot.
You know
so
what
I mean,
happens when you stand still.
Exactly. But another thing that I saw in there that is kind of like the homage to the futuristic, that the date. A lot of people, 2042, they already tried this. And if you look at the trailer, a lot of it's still very modern. These are very modern weapons. There was one thing I saw that was futuristic, and I'm okay with it. Only because I played Division and I dealt with a worse version of this. But they had a robot dog that had a turret on it that moved, that ran, and was shooting. But it wasn't like massive, like bigger than everybody else. It was like a dog. It was small, like a dog. And it had a gun and moved around and it shot. And part of me, like at first I was like, oh shit. But then I was like, well, play the Division. And they had big old ass dogs that was bigger than you, that had sniper rifles on them and ungodly like machine guns and all kinds of crap on it. If I can deal with that in Division, I can deal with, this little dog that's got, that's got like a little. Yeah, I know. I'm sure somebody's gonna exploit it and piss me off.
You mean like?
I mean, I think
dogs.
I think it. I think
the class would take care of that though. Like the different classes. Like if you have the right class, you'll probably be able to, have an answer for it.
Like that one recon class, that dude has the recon drone that shoots the EMP. You shoot an EMP, that dog is done. Because it's, electromagnetic pulse. So there's things to help balance it out, and I think that's gonna.
You can kick in that game. That'd be dope. Just run up and kick the dog. Wow! We just keep running.
Kick it over, and it's just like on its back.
Yeah, just like that.
So, Vega asked you, Tyler, what are you building? Just real quick, I'm reading the comments too while we're going.
I'm building my fortress.
Yeah, he's playing Conan. What is it, Conan? What Exiles?
Empire. Conan Exiles.
Exiles.
So yeah, we've been kind of running a lot of that. Vega. It's a good game. It's definitely a good game. It's a good time pass with a lot of building and whatnot. But we're still in the beginning phases. But back to Battlefield, there was that. I told you about the wingsuit, and I said that about the wingsuit because they're also bringing it back, Levolution, which was the phrase they coined in like Battlefield 3, I think. It was 3 or 4. Levolution was a thing, when they advertised 4, where they brought down their fucking skyscraper and stole my money from the moment I saw that trailer. I was like, yep. I literally, I'm telling you right now, when I saw that trailer and they took down that fucking skyscraper, I literally pulled my card out, went online, and pre-ordered right then. Like, there was no conversation. There was no talking. There was no, I don't know. No. I purchased right there. I was like, they just brought down a whole skyscraper. I'd shut up and take my money because I have to do that. I have to have a tank, and I have to take down a skyscraper at least one time. After that, I'll just enjoy Battlefield, but I have to do that because that is dope. So in this one, all of that stuff is coming back, and they're bringing in the weather effects included within Levolution, and they displayed in the trailer. They showed a tornado in this trailer, and it wasn't just like a little, no, this was a tornado. And while there was a little bit of, I felt like it's a little bit of cheese. I was like, nah, it did look good. It looked good. It's unrealistic as hell because it snatched the. If you haven't seen the trailer, there's no such thing as spoilers because you can just go watch it. But these guys, there was a squad of guys that were in a vehicle, and it snatched them up, and they're flying around this tornado, and the guy with the wingsuit gets the idea like, I guess he said, "To hell with this! I'm not gonna sit in here because you're gonna get flung somewhere and die." So he hops off of it and opens his wingsuit and starts flying the tornado around. And I was like, okay, that's cool to display the wingsuit, but that is mega unrealistic because the debris itself, it would have took him out. The debris would have took him out. But as far as the look of the tornado, with the debris that was in it, with the destruction that was available, that was happening, it was visually appealing. It was visually very, very, very appealing. The destruction was real time. The destruction looked good. Like when it was running into the buildings, you could see like buildings were basically disintegrating into just junk and like flying into this big cloud of dust and debris and everything else. So it looked good. It just felt a little bit weird with a dude flying around in a wingsuit.
I got an idea of what they're doing. Okay, so one of the things that we all know is popular is the how they call it, pay by service or pay for service type games like the Fortnites and Call of Duty Warzone. I think that's what Battlefield is kind of going for. It's going to start off like this, and then it's going to eventually be that type of game. Because what that reminds me of is those moments like in PUBG or whatever, where the level is closing in, or that little shield thing, or the gas, whatever, starting to come in. So you got to run more to the middle or to a different spot of the thing, because you get caught up in that. You only got like 5 seconds before you die. I can imagine that it's going to be some type of an alert saying, oh, weather alert, or some type of thunder, whatever. They're going to say something like that, and then everybody that's in that area, you either get out, or you think, oh, I'm going to use this to my advantage and kill everybody inside that thing or whatever to get more points or whatever, or to clear out whatever you got to get to. Or you just need to get out of there, because if you don't, that whole storm is going to kill everybody. So it's going to make the thing more strategic. It's probably going to be one of those alert, tornado, and everybody's going to get it in that map or in that section. And then you either can leave and go further out the map, or you can stay there and use it to your advantage. Now, the wingsuit guy, unless they're going to say that his wingsuit is special and has some type of polymer. I love to say that word, polymer. Some type of polymer thing on it or whatever, like, Batman, Iron Man, whatever you want to think of. And then he's able to get through it and do things, whatever. I just see him dying or whatever. Now that may be the case, but this is the thing that I see. I see people thinking, because, just let's say that is a real thing. You can, survive a tornado or whatever in the wingsuit. I see people trying that, not knowing that this is a developer dude who knows this game in the back of his hand and the back of his head, so he knows how to maneuver that wingsuit perfectly, and everybody else on getting in the game like, yo, I could do that too. Get in the wingsuit, fly out, dead. So I can see stuff like that happening, and then you find out, it's a little harder to do this than I thought. My bad.
You have no idea how much I hope I see that. I hope I see it. I'm gonna have my capture card going. I hope I see somebody try that crap, and I hope it's just like that. I'll be like, I'm gonna try to jump in a tornado, and then just, I hope a whole tank just was about it. And because that'll make my whole gaming experience if I get to see that. Because I know people are gonna try that just because they saw the dude flying in the tornado. They're gonna try it. And I want to see somebody get jacked up.
I can just imagine all the people that tried that plane RPG thing and failed. I know a lot of people tried it and failed. I know there's videos of people saying, yo, I can do that too. Dead. So I
think everybody tried it at least once, man. Everybody tried that at least one time. At least once. Because, it's hard not to. After you saw that, it was hard not to at least be like, okay, I didn't know how difficult this is to do. So you try it one time. And people quickly figured out people were doing that. Because the one time I tried it, I can tell you, it wasn't that I fell to the ground because you have a parachute. You can always parachute. I made it out of the ship. I got my rocket launcher out. I got ready to shoot. And then I got mowed down by bullets from the plane because the dude saw me and was like, nope. And blasted by it. And I was like, think so. Okay, so they figured out how to combat this because it's probably happened to them a bunch of times. I got it. I understand. So
and that's something that you learn even in GTA. I think y'all done had some videos of some crazy stuff happening on y'all in GTA. So I think people are going to probably be ready for some of this stuff. They're going to be like, man, this type of stuff we seen in other video games. Y'all ain't going to get this on me.
Yep.
Dead. Get that out of here. You know?
Yep. I agree. It's probably going to be a thing. Like, people are going to figure it out real quick and, like, put an end to it. Like, no, we're not doing this. You will not do this to me. No. And I don't blame him. I mean, again, I would have rage quit. I swear to God, if a motherfucker shot me like that out of a jet, period. Homeboy was on him too. Like, he was in a dogfight. Dude just hopped out like, doo-doo-doo. Hey, check this out. Wham! Blew his ass up, hopped back in the jet, flew away.
Oh, you gonna follow me?
Follow
this?
At that point, you just turn off the game and just go home. Just go to bed. Go to bed.
So would y'all be mad if it did turn to one like a Call of Duty Warzone? If it like a thing that they did they kept adding stuff to it, and it's like, this update and keep adding it.
There is speculation that there might be a battle royale mode. Again, kind of an addition and a how's the best way to put it? Kind of an addition to the game, since there's not going to be a campaign mode. It's not confirmed. Let me say that there's not a confirmed thing. But they have, it is rumored that there's a possibility they're going to have battle royale mode. I don't think I'm upset with it. I don't know how much I would play it. I'd have to try it and see if it's fun, see what the rules are, how they make it, into its own thing. Call of Duty, Warzone is its own thing. It's even its own thing separate from Fortnite. I enjoy Warzone. Fortnite, not so much.
Yeah.
Like, I played it and I was over it in about an hour. Like, honestly, I get the appeal of it. I fully get why kids like it. I get why people like it in general. It's just not for me. Now, Call of Duty, I can play Warzone all day long. I can sit there and play that crap and be okay with it. If Battlefield does one, as long as they do it the right way, it should be pretty good. I'm not gonna, and again, it's not confirmed, and I'm not gonna, I reserve judgment until I try it. It's going to be definitely a new dynamic to a game that's never had something kind of like that in particular. So I like I said, I reserve judgment on it, and if it's garbage, I just won't play it. I mean, it's just a game mode that I won't do. I'll just play what I do like, and everybody else can have that. I don't want to play that. So that's kind of the way I feel about that part. Trying to think if there's anything else. I'm leaving out. We talked about the tornado. Huh?
That's all I got to say about things.
I'm trying to think if there's something else. There's nothing else that they really said. They didn't really give away anything else.
They get release date?
The release date is supposed to be October 2021. That is the suspected release. That's what's supposed to be the release date. They didn't give an actual date. They just said October 2021. So this year, Battlefield. No story, all multiplayer, new multiplayer modes. Oh, that was another thing. They didn't give away all of the different multiplayer modes. There's supposed to be some new ones. I read an article that somewhere that said that there were a couple of legacy ones that they didn't mention. So they're wondering if they're getting removed. I hope not, because most of the modes in Battlefield I liked. So I hope they're not getting rid of anything. That's just me. And I'll leave off with this, something I did want to talk about. And I know it's way too quick to talk about it, way too soon. But you know what? In Vegas, that's why I love comments. And he's watching. He said a battle royale is confirmed. So they have now confirmed it. They released on Twitch. So it is a confirmed thing. They're going to have battle royale in Battlefield. I still reserve judgment. I'm not going to say it's trash. If it is trash, I'm going to get on here and say garbage. I'm not playing it. But I reserve judgment until it's out, because if it's even half of the game that Call of Duty is, as far as Warzone, okay.
Now there's a way. I think there's a way it can be done. If they go the route of, you can change your class on the fly, change your weapons and everything, all of that on the fly, not like game per game, like at that moment in Battle Royale. That's the only way I see that working. Because then, if you're running around recon, and then you're running around people camping or doing whatever case, you can just switch your build, boom, boom, take them out, switch your build, boom, and just keep switching your build over and over and over, and that'll constantly maybe help you out. Otherwise, I could see it just, that won't work.
I wouldn't want that shit.
No.
I'm serious. I
He
would
shut that down quick. Like, nope.
He said,
because like that. One thing that a lot of people like about Battlefield is the realisticness, and you ain't carrying 50,000 different builds. And then like, oh, sniper, I got something for your ass. Wait, hold up. This one. You know, it's like, I mean, it's I wouldn't like that. Like, I get being able to change your weapon or like pick up a different weapon like after somebody else died, like something like that. But like for you to just like GTA everything, I mean,
yeah,
that would take away from Battlefield more than anything, and it takes away from that strategy that we like.
Yeah,
Agreed. 100%.
gotcha. Same here.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I wanted to tell y'all, I was looking up whenever you first started. I was looking up some jokes. I was trying to find some Battlefield jokes.
God dang it.
But I didn't. Unfortunately, everything they freaking pulled up was about Civil War. And I generally don't think those are funny.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Dick.
Y'all didn't even catch that one.
Yeah.
No. After I said that's fair, then I thought about it.
General Lee,
Generally.
Yes.
Civil War.
Yes. I'm
Good
late.
job.
I hate you.
Good job. I didn't catch it, so good job. Good job.
Ah, you dick.
But good job. Good job. This guy. Good job.
I
hate you
deserve
so
another
much.
beer.
I hate that you do deserve another beer. And I hate that I was late. And I hate that I figured it out at the last second. Like the smirk gave it away, and it's like I went back and redid, like listened to everything you said, and I was like, "Oh, General Lee, you mother." Vegas says knock knock. You got to read your comments. You got to read your comments. Vegas says knock knock. I think he's got a joke.
No one's here.
Vegas there. He said knock knock. I see what you did again. You son of a bitch. You did it to me twice.
Yeah.
He says Europe. Europe is at the door. Europe who?
You're a poo. You're a poo poo.
I feel like I'm fixing to have to end the show. I feel like this is the one that's gonna make me call it.
Wait, please don't end the show. I got one more thing that I think you want to talk about. It's really
Hurry
awesome.
Because I'm telling you, if he
E3,
says,
for Battlefield 2042.
No, you're a poo.
Oh God! For Battlefield 2042, do you think that's where the real stuff is going to come out? Because this was technically a teaser trailer, and we got some stuff, but we didn't get everything. I know EA they're going to show up, right? They're going to show up at E3,
yes,
right?
I'm sure EA will be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
their
we're
main
going to get
focus,
a beta or a demo or something.
So there's speculation. They had an email where you could log in. You're supposed to be able to log in for some event and use your EA email and register, and it's supposed to send you something. I'm assuming that was for maybe a closed beta. I went on and did it. I don't know if they're going to send anything, but they're supposed to be able to do that. Vega was saying earlier that the Twitch streamers are supposed to get something early, and if they do, they're supposed to be live streaming it. So I suspect with EA, here's the thing. EA at E3 is going to be, they'll show some Battlefield. They're going to focus more on UFC, FIFA, Madden. Madden especially because Madden it's already June. The game will release at the end of July, August, somewhere around here. So they're going to showcase that because it's like closer. But there will be some Battlefield stuff. I mean, with this trailer, they'll probably have a different trailer with some different stuff showing different gameplay and whatnot. If not some live gameplay there on the stage, sometimes they'll do that. Well, there's no stage because it's all virtual, but they may have something recorded where they had some developers playing the game, or maybe they take some of the Twitch streamers stuff that they give them. Maybe they take some of their footage, put it together in like a collage, and show some of the stuff that you can do in the game. That's my guess as far as EA and E3.
I can just see it. It can be like, and then at the end of it, it goes an open beta now or closed beta now. Sign up, and then or they'll say, and the closed betas now, it'll be only open to sign up for 6 hours, and then it's like,
and they'll
too bad for people who work.
The whole website will be broken because everybody will freaking hit it at one time and destroy the website. That's happened before. I mean, that has happened before. So, I mean, if they do that, if you haven't signed up already, if they do that, I wouldn't even waste my time because it's going to be broken. If they're just like, 6 hours, you can register for 6 hours only. Yeah. Anybody watching is like,
think this to be the year they let the Frost engine out? That way we can get it, tweak around or no? Think they still going to keep that?
I don't know. I mean,
close to this.
You think they would. I mean, that engine has been out for a minute. Frostbite's been out for a long time. I don't know.
I mean, if the game is looking good as it is, they probably ain't gonna let that go.
It should have because there's different iterations of the Frostbite. There's Frostbite and the Frostbite 2.0. I don't know what we're on now. I don't know if it's 3.0, 4.0. I don't know what this is. So some of the old ones might be accessible already. It may be open source. I don't know. That's something that I'd have to dig into and let you know. But if it's open source, then you can just download it and mess around with Frostbite, which again works for Battlefield. Frostbite was nice for Battlefield, beautiful. It didn't work out so much on some of the other games, but it worked out real good with Battlefield. It made total sense. They tried to use it in sports games, and it was like, no. Different. You need to use different shit. This does not work. But there is that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up because, like I said, if the end of that joke was ridiculous, I was turning this off. It was ridiculous. Shout out Daniel Vega, you bastard. You come on the show telling these jokes that you know damn well you should not be telling over the chat at that. So I had to read it. I had to wait and then read it.
Speaking of Daniel, if you ever want to come on the show, cause we know that you play video games, you stream.
He plays a lot of PC.
Yeah, a lot of PC, and we need more PC gamers. Yeah, I want to come on the show, let us know. Put you on the show. You can show us a stream or tell us what you do or what your build for your computer and stuff like that, maybe on a tech show or something like that, or get down.
Yeah. Come on the show and we can definitely talk about that Escape from Tarkov. I know he plays a lot of that. He loves that game, Escape from Tarkov, the PC game. So maybe you come on the show and we talk about that for a little bit, talk about, how good of a game it is. It is a nice game. It is a beautiful game. It really is. I watched him play it a little bit on Facebook stream a couple times. He's actually pretty decent. He ain't bad at it, running around trying to, so I said it's called Escape from Tarkov, so you get the premise of the game. But, he's pretty decent at it, pretty good. He's a better sniper, but he was good. He was good at it. That's not a shot. I'm serious. He's decent at it, but he's a better sniper. If we were squadding up, I would want him to be a sniper. I'll find something else to do. He can snipe because he's pretty good at that shit. So, but anyhow, like I said, we're gonna wrap this up for the fourth time. But really, this time we appreciate y'all guys being with us. Just said, if you get something you really want to talk about, let us know. We can try to add you in. We can get you on the show, and we'll sit here and talk video games, man. This is what we do. We all nerds in some kind of way, and video games happens to be one of them.
In every way.
One of my things. So I mean, come on, hang out with us. Let's talk some games. I'm ignoring him. You notice I just kept talking. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. Anyway, appreciate you guys. We'll catch you next time here on the Get Down.
Wherever